Hey guys, David with the Wholesalers Toolbox. Today we're going to do a demo on DealMachine, and I'm going to have Matt from DealMachine walk us through the whole system. But real quick before we get started, I just want to tell you that if you're here and you're thinking about getting DealMachine, you're on the right path, because driving for dollars is by far the best way to generate leads in the wholesaling business. Now you can send out letters and you can post bandit signs and you can do all, Facebook ads and all that, but all that stuff takes a lot of money and a lot of trial and error. But driving for dollars consistently produces leads, and it's something that I not only did when I first started, but it's something that I'm still doing here, 7 years later, to produce leads. So I just want to tell you, you're on the right path. DealMachine just amplifies the driving for dollar effort. So instead of just going by a house and writing down an address and trying to locate the owner, with DealMachine you do so much more. You can look up all the owners right in DealMachine. You can send them postcards right from DealMachine. You can put all their contact information and everything, all the communications you've had with people in the CRM. You can now buy lists in DealMachine through their list engine. So it's just got a plethora of additional resources that you can use. So with that said, I want you to do one thing before we get started here with Matt. DealMachine has a 7-day free trial. So I'd like you to go ahead and subscribe to DealMachine before we do the demo. So as you do it, we're going to post this on YouTube. So as you watch the video on YouTube, you can kind of click back and forth between the YouTube video and DealMachine and see what we're talking about and kind of play with it yourself, because that's the best way to learn it. So go ahead, pause this. After I tell you this, pause it. Go over to DealMachine. Use the promo code Toolbox to get your deal credits and your 7-day free trial, and then come back and watch the video with Matt, and we'll walk through the system. So DealMachine.com, promo code Toolbox, and we'll see you back in just a minute. Hey everybody, we're here with Matt with DealMachine, and like I said, in this video, we're going to kind of walk through what DealMachine has to offer you now, and then we're going to give you, at the end of the video, a sneak peek of what's coming in, the next couple months for 2021, and how DealMachine is going to be even better than ever. So with that, I'm going to roll it over to you, Matt, and let's kind of walk through what DealMachine has now, because it's really grown in the last year. Before it was just driving for dollars, and now there's so much more. So, why don't you take a couple minutes and tell everybody about the current features?
Yeah, I'm happy to. And I'll screen share here too, to really let people visualize what's going on here and really kind of show them, what we currently have. And this is actually in test flight mode on the iPhone, which means I have access to features that are still in development. So we'll be able to give that sneak peek you mentioned, as well as a really exciting feature coming up here later on in the video. But
okay.
Yeah, just to kind of give people a quick overview. I know you've talked about DealMachine a little bit before, but in general, we're a software to help real estate investors really generate a unique list of leads. So, these are off-market deals, typically distressed properties that they're out driving around, verifying with their eyes and saying, hey, this is a property, whether it be, the roof is, has a tarp on it, or, the siding's, falling off, or, whatever the distress signal might be. They're creating an original list by driving for dollars. And then, we're a software to help them track and manage that. So track and build that list, or pull from our database to create a list. And then, the second part is to really help them market to that list. So it's helping them think through their marketing strategy and automate as much as possible. So that way, they're really focused on being able to save time and save money through their marketing. So, I'll quickly show that overview. I know when you jump in the actual phone app here that I'm showing you, you can see you've got, the map, which is our driving for dollars feature that I mentioned. That's really kind of, our core and our anchor. So everything that we do is focused on helping you drive around and find different properties in your neighborhood, and, click on that property and see the owner information and add that lead to your CRM. So you can build your original list this way. there's so that's our street engine. That's our most popular technology feature. The leads portion is the actual CRM itself. So you'll be able to see every single lead that you've added before. More ownership information about them, how to get in touch with them, how to send them mailers, all of that. This is actually really, really extensive on the web version of DealMachine as well. Like, we have a lot of people who go out there and drive for dollars themselves. They drive to add leads, and then
Right.
once they're done, they'll come back, which I'm not sure if that's how you use it at all, but they'll come
Yeah,
back.
I do it personally, and then I occasionally have my kids drive for me
Nice.
and go out and do it. So
Yeah, and people will come back and go on their desktop version to jump into this leads tab to really be able to see, more visually, like, hey, here's all the information around each lead, because that's the CRM behind it. So you can go in there and when you actually see a particular owner, you can hit start campaign, which that's going to send mailers to them. So that's the marketing part of what we're talking about here, right? So you've got you're out there driving for leads, adding them to your CRM. You're going into your CRM and hitting start campaign to start mailing to them. You can also skip trace them if you like within the app. So, at that point, you can be able to actually call that particular owner and get in touch with them that way too. But each individual property that we add, the goal is to be able to get in touch with them, through one marketing channel or the other, whether it be phone call or mailer.
right.
So you've got, again, that's the map, the leads, and then the final bit that I mentioned is the list engine. So this is kind of the third part of our software is really, generating lists this way. So you can go in here, hit build list, and say, yeah, I want to, find all of the properties in my area that are absentee owned. And, it's got 1,700 properties right there in my zip code. Cool. And you can, turn into a smart list. So that way that list is updating, every Monday on, adding more properties, taking them away.
Yeah, great feature, and to clarify that a little bit for everybody, on the smart list feature, you pay, I was to start at $29 a month for a smart list.
Yeah,
for
for
one
a
list.
list. Yep.
So $29 a month, you can pull a list in any city or an area, and then with the smart list, it will update, so you don't have to buy another list for that city. It'll update itself as the information changes.
Exactly.
So it's really essentially saving you money. So instead of every month or every few months buying a new list, the list updates itself. And I think that's a great feature.
Yeah, and you can even sync your marketing to it as well. So that way, if there's somebody new that's added to your list or somebody taken away, that we stop sending postcards to it, or that we start sending postcards to that property, and you're one of the first people getting in front of them, right? So I think that's kind of the quick and dirty overview. You've got the map to drive around. You can hire drivers to drive for you, or to drive with you if you want to get next level strategy.
Right.
But you've got the map to drive around. You've got the leads to manage all your list that you're creating, and then you've got the list engine to also pull leads that way. So you can kind of think about DealMachine, the overview from that perspective. With that context in mind, the two new things I'm really excited to show off today a little bit here is the dashboard, and that the new dashboard that we just launched, and then a driving feature that it has not even been launched yet. This dashboard, I actually think it's really timely with the new year coming up, like with which is crazy to even say that we're there finally, but I think,
thank God.
yeah, no kidding. 2021 can't come fast enough, but I think using this time to think strategically and say, all right, what are my goals per month going to look like? Like, what kind of KPIs, what kind of key performance indicators can I measure? And how can I think about filling the top of my funnel with new leads? And how does that translate to, all right, people I'm reaching out to, conversations I'm having, actual, offers I'm putting in, actual contracts I'm landing? Think about it from that mindset, where if you can start off and set goals for how many leads you're going to put at the top of that funnel, it's a numbers game, and it's something where you want to set what you can control, really. Like, you can set the lead generation goal, and use our technology to help get out there and start driving around, start pulling leads, start finding leads when you're driving, adding them to your CRM, start marketing to those leads. And you can see these numbers here. I'll walk you through for a second. around, how that top of funnel metric translates into, profit numbers.
Right. Well, this is so cool that you guys have did this, and I didn't until we got on the phone today. I didn't
It's
even
brand new.
know you were doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But people reach out to me all the time and want to know how many houses do I have to go to driving for dollars to get a deal, and it's something that I emphasize all the time. You can't just do 2 or 3 or 4. You have to do it in volume, just like anything else. So this is great when people get the DealMachine app, that they can go on there and they can set these parameters and see how much they have to work to get the deal. And the numbers that you guys have worked into it are very realistic, because I know before they had the app for driving for dollars, when I started doing it, just got out and drove, that it would take a couple hundred to 250 houses on average to get a deal. So your numbers are very accurate, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, we really try to be conservative here, so that way people can make sure they're setting realistic expectations and know that yeah, you might add a handful of properties and get that first deal. That happens, but I would say you're getting lucky when that happens. That's not sustainable. It's something where if you can add, the number we put in here was a 300 to 1 ratio, which again is conservative, but that's 300 leads per contract that you've closed. If you can go into it with that mindset, you're going to set great goals to be able to generate the amount of leads that can give you sustainable success.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good number, 300, because people have to realize, so if you go to 300 houses, you're going to get more than one call. You're going to get,
right.
You're going to get, 20 calls or 30 calls or whatever the number is. And then out of those calls, only so many of them are going to be motivated sellers. And by the time you go to them and make offers, you're going to end up getting, a deal or two out of those, those phone calls that came in. So it's all a numbers game.
Yeah, and that's why we made it adjustable up here, of saying like, hey, how much top line revenue do you want to bring in per month? So how much overall gross profit, and then how much per deal are you aiming to create a net profit? So if we said, all right, 20,000 gross profit at the top, 10,000 per deal, that that would equal 2 deals a month. You can see there. I've set that I have 2 drivers, so me, myself, and wife or friend or whoever. Based on that, it'll come in and say, okay, if you want to hit 2 goals or 2 deals per month, with a 300 to 1 lead ratio, that means you need to hit 600 leads a month to get those 2 contracts signed. And then to also be conservative here, it'll actually break down your drive time and say, okay, to get those leads, how long do I need to be out there in the field driving, whether it's me or somebody else driving for me? With those 2 drivers, it says, okay, if each of those drivers adds 75 properties a week, then you're going to hit that 600 lead number per month. To get 75 properties a week, this is extremely conservative. We have 12 properties an hour. So, every 5 minutes adding a qualified lead distress property here, which, if you're in the right area, we've had people add 60 an hour. We've had people add 12 an hour. So we were definitely conservative on that end, but
I seem to do about 10 an hour. I think that, but 12,
there you go.
12 an hour is
Somewhere
good,
around there.
Because I'm slow.
Well, I mean, we do have people out there like, cold calling on the spot, skip tracing and calling and that kind of thing. So, this is kind of, a rough estimate, but I think 12 an hour is very reasonable to aim for. So this is basically saying, hey, if I've got 2 drivers, adding 12 per hour, they each need to log 7 hours a week. So essentially an hour a day driving. Which, when you break it down like that, you can get to a really manageable number where you say, hey, if I can just make this a routine, take my lunch break or take, this time of the day, or, carve out a day in a weekend or whatever it might be, aim for a certain, consistent routine. You can start to you can see how this is achievable, and you can start to fill your pipeline at that rate with number of hours. And especially if you can bring on somebody to hire or somebody to drive somewhat consistently for you, that can be much, much more attainable as well.
Right. So for somebody working another job,
right.
An hour a day and then a few hours on the weekend or whatever, it's really possible to hit these goals. I mean, 75 a week, because when you're, when I started doing it, I just go out, during the day, during the week and do it. And you can crank off 75 in a day, if you,
for sure.
if you go and get on it and hustle, So to do it in a weekend or a few hours, a night after work, this is very doable.
Possible. Yeah. And I think that's where the profit numbers come in. So this last number is the bottom line. So it's taking out your expenses and saying, all right, if you're paying for our absolute enterprise level solution, you're hiring drivers at $15 an hour and having them drive, 7 hours a week, each of them. And you're also sending at least 3 mailers to each property owner. For that level, here's what your annual profit would be, taking out those expenses and considering the deal size that you'd be winning. So you'll see if you mess with making more per deal, then your profit's going to go up or down. It's going to adjust accordingly. And if you don't make enough per deal, you'll say, oh wow, like here's where I need to be at least making this threshold, because if I don't, I'm in the red. So it really helps you kind of make goals on not just how many leads to put out there, but then what each deal that you're winning, each assignment fee you're getting, like what you need to set goals for that as well.
Right. So when is the goal setting dashboard rolling out?
So this one just came out. So this one's brand new. This one's live. If you go and update your DealMachine app right now, this should show up. Okay. So this is a feature that we wanted to make sure to get out there in time for people to really plan for next year. And again, anything, the future direction of DealMachine, anything we're doing, it's focused on helping you be more efficient with your lead gen and marketing and save you time, save you money while doing that.
So if you already have DealMachine, you don't see this go into your app store and update it. And if you're just getting DealMachine, the app that you download it'll be on there.
Yep, and then it'll also be on your web dashboard too. So you'll see a little bit of new metrics here too. Like you'll see the leads and the active mailers, which I don't have any on this account going out. But you'll see a little bit more of a visually appealing, kind of graphs here and things like that. But all this stuff will help you measure your ROI. But the place to start is like, hey, let's set goals first and let's make this approachable and start to generate leads, and you'll see the rest of the metrics follow.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, I like that about DealMachine, that the app and the desktop are very similar. So it's not like you have to learn 2 different things. You go in the CRM or anything or your maps on the desktop, and it looks real close to the app.
Yeah, everything we do, we try to make extremely seamless across, multi-channel like that, versus, web versus mobile. And then also even within the app, like I mentioned, you can drive for dollars. That's your map. You can generate leads like that, or you can generate your leads through list pulling. And really being able to do that, both of those are going to aggregate in your leads engine and your actual CRM, right? So you'll see where it came from, whether it be you're driving for dollars or you're list pulling, and it'll be a very, very seamless experience across the entire app, and make sure that your data is transferred easily back and forth between driving and list pulling and the CRM and all of that.
Right.
Great. Well, this is the feature I'm very, very excited to show off. So this is something that, again, is in the development phase, in the lab here at DealMachine, almost ready for everybody to see. It'll be end of November that you'll be able to see this. And this is for our pro level members and up. So if you are currently tracking your routes and, have access to that at that pro level or enterprise level, then you'll be able to also see this planned route mode that we're launching.
What in pro level is $99 a month?
Yeah, pro level is $99 a month.
$99 a month.
Yeah, so you're getting, at that level, you're getting cheaper mailers, cheaper skip tracing, you're getting a higher threshold of leads that you can put into your CRM, you're getting an extra driver, you're getting route tracking, you're getting virtual driving for dollars. Like at that level, you unlock our Chrome extension, which is driving for dollars in the Google Map feature. So you're getting quite a bit at that upgrade. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
To kind of show this off really quick here, let's see. So I'm going to have this lock into my location, and then you can see it. It logged a route earlier of thinking me just driving in circles, and it
looks like you ran out to the mailbox and then
I accidentally saved that one. Yeah, I should have deleted that route, but that's what when you track a route, you'll see a green line follow you. So it definitely works there. But you can, when you hit start driving at this point, you're used to being able to have to switch between GPS and the app and be able to just have free drive mode, which is kind of haphazardly looking around for deals. Our whole goal with this to save you as much time as possible and make it as efficient as possible. So that way, when you hit planned route mode, you can actually either use an existing list that you've created yourself. Like for example, I have vacant properties in my neighborhood's one of them, got 33 leads there. Or you can create a new plan on the spot where I want to say, okay, 63109, see vacant properties around me. I've got 163 that pop up automatically. If you get above 500 leads, it maxes out because you're not going to be able to drive that in one sitting in general. You're going to have to eat and sleep at some point. But I think if this will show those 163 leads on the map. And whenever you hit start driving, the exciting part behind this is instead of haphazardly going all over the place, let's see, hopefully this will pick up here. Let's see, there we go. So this is going to kick in and give it 1 second.
Your first highlighted, turn right onto Mackland Avenue, then turn left.
Perfect. So you've got your GPS in the app now, so don't have to mess with that anymore. And then the exciting thing around this too is what it's going to do. It's going to show you those highlighted properties. So I said, hey, show me all the vacant ones around me. And it'll take you the absolutely most efficient, most time effective way to go from this property to this property to this one and see every single one of them on your list. So this should be an absolute game changer for people who are wanting to save time, save gas, really, if they only have, that 12 properties per hour number that they need to get to, that this is all to help them get to that number and help them save time there.
Right. For those people that are watching this video and have never seen route tracking software, I'll tell you that for years, I looked for a good route tracking software or planning software to use, because before I was using apps to drive for dollars, I would just get my list and I would go out and, I'd either mark it on a map or, I'd try some things that I found online. But the problem was they were either not any good, or a lot of times they would only let you load 20 houses or 20 stops or 25 stops. And it was just a mess. There used to be a good one by Microsoft that they don't even make anymore. So to have this in the DealMachine app or in the Street Engine app is really super cool because it's hard to find the software.
Yeah,
and going up 500. I mean, because you can't find any to go up to 500.
Yeah, and I think we heard that over and over again of people wanting. We had route tracking, so you can see historical data of where I've been, but we want kind of help people for the future, for moving forward, of like, how do we save time? How do we, hit all the properties, as quickly as possible? Like we heard that feature being requested, and that our team really takes pride in listening to that feedback and trying to develop the next thing that you guys are going to really, really love. So we heard it from multiple DealMachine members, and that was where, the genesis of this came from. You can even go in here and skip that, skip a property and go to the next one on your list. And, you get the GPS to talk,
turn right onto Mackland Avenue, then turn left.
Yeah. You can adjust the voice too, if you want to, have male, female, different accent, all that kind of stuff. So you can have some fun, there too. But, that's kind of the gist of it. We tried to make it really simple and easy, but.
So back to the goal setting for somebody that only has an hour a day or a couple hours, a few hours on the weekend, and they want to hit that 75 house number or whatever the number is.
Yep.
Instead of just going out and, just wandering, around neighborhoods trying to find houses, with this function, with the route planning function, you can hit a lot of houses a lot faster.
Yep.
And just get out there and do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So I think, it'll highlight the properties around you that fit your criteria. So, it's a more qualified lead, and then it'll show you like, here's the quickest way to see all of those leads. So, it'll save you time, and, the more qualified leads, the better ROI you're going to see when you start sending out those mailers and start making those phone calls.
Right. And the data is pulled from the USPS. That's their vacant list. Yep. So, and you get that data and it goes into your system.
Exactly.
Yep. So, okay, so when does this roll out?
So this will be out end of month. So very end of very end of what month is it? November. So yeah, you'll see this here pretty soon. But
So November 2020. So by 2021, this is ready to roll. You
sure.
already have it in your system, and people can hit the streets.
Actually, one thing that'll be exciting too. So talking about kind of the future of where we're headed as well. I think that, the driving tab again is where you get to hire drivers and have people, go out driving for you.
Right.
This feature will be anybody who jumps in the app and, can use it themselves, but there's going to be a really exciting kind of next level, which will still probably be, I would think, 1 to 3 months out. But the kind of the next level of this will be, hey, how can I assign my drivers to go to certain areas? So it's not just route tracking for yourself, but also team management and saying, okay, track this route in this neighborhood, like go, pick up this route here, pick up that route there.
Nice.
So that'll be, you kind of have a double scoop there today of where things are headed.
That's the sneak peek for 2021.
There we
That's
go.
what's coming, right?
Yeah. So
recap for anybody looking at DealMachine. It started as a driving for dollars app. It turned into a driving for dollars app with a CRM. Then you guys added the list engine where you can actually buy lists, which eliminated the need to have other software. If you're driving for dollars, you can also get your lists in the same software. And now you guys are adding the route planner option and the goal setting option. So it's
exactly
little driving for dollars app has turned into a great big system now.
Yeah, it's been exciting. Yeah, and again, everything that we do here, I think that's a good summary. Everything that we do, with this technology, it's how do we make the experience better for the DealMachine member? How can we help them see more ROI on what they're doing? And that means, generating better leads. That means marketing to them more effectively. That means helping them save time and automating things whenever possible. So we've really, started with that driving for dollars niche and said like, hey, we want to be the best at this. And then, as we've looked at how we can continue to add value, it's doing that. It's helping people, be able to make their dollars go further on marketing and save them time while doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So if somebody wants to get DealMachine, they go to DealMachine.com.
Yeah.
And put in the promo code Toolbox.
Yep.
It'll say promo code, just put in Toolbox, or you can go to the Wholesalers Toolbox and just click on the DealMachine tab and go that route as well. So
yeah, definitely make sure to use that link, just because obviously we'd love to have you use a free trial, but if you're going to do that, which is a 7-day trial there, if you're going to do that, like make sure that you're getting your free deal credits too, because if you go through the Toolbox link, you'll get 15 free deal credits, which will help you. That goes towards your mailers, that goes towards your skip tracing, that goes towards your marketing channels to help you start making things happen and start having conversations with property owners. So make sure to go through that, and that way you're getting the most bang for your buck there too.
Yeah, use the Toolbox promo code, and then that's nice. You get the deal credit, so then you can skip trace a few a few houses. You can send out some postcards, and you can see it all work, and it's it gives a good trial for you.
Yeah, and if you're trialing even our basic plan, I mean, that's like 100 skip traces and about or 30 postcards ish, something like that. So you can start to make things happen with those conversations. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Matt, and I hope everybody gets a lot out of this and gives DealMachine a try. Go over to the DealMachine.com and sign up. Right.
Perfect. Thanks, David.
Okay. Talk to you soon.